What is going on, guys? This is Allegedly Podcast, episode 5, probably something else.
It's more like 7.
Yeah, probably. It's one of those things. How you guys been? This is 1D right here.
Oh, Sharisa.
Bears,
Faith.
Oh, Ninja.
Ninja.
And Shen.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go. It's been a minute. We started just doing the camera thing right now. Put faces to the names.
Hello.
For those that didn't know us. So how you guys been? It's been a while. We
Pretty
did not
good,
do this
pretty
for 2
good.
weeks.
Yeah, that's what's up. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, how was your
Holidays,
Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
It's nice.
it was nice.
It was fun.
You guys had fun?
Yeah.
How was everybody else's like? Did you guys go out? Work?
I was working.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was
Yeah,
working to be
I was
honest.
working.
But we went
I was
out
working.
on Wednesday.
On Wednesday
And
night,
it was
yeah,
fun.
the night before Thanksgiving. It was late. It was
That
late.
was dope.
Oh,
going
yeah,
out was
like
nice.
I went over to her parents the Wednesday and Thanksgiving.
Aw.
Yes,
Nice.
let's clap one more time for that. Yes, energy. Yes, yes.
And she
But-
was saying something about traveling.
Yep, I went to DC with my boyfriend. And
Ah.
yeah, it
Nice.
was great. We
Nice.
had a lot of fun.
DC,
Okay,
how
so
was-
where did you guys go?
Yeah.
DC? What did you guys do?
We went. We had a friend. He had a friend in DC, so
So you said it was your first time, but it wasn't his first time.
no, he has been
So
there
he kinda,
before.
okay, he
Yeah.
showed you around and stuff.
So he showed me around, and it was fun. We went to the White House.
Nice.
We went to
White House,
the
important
parks. We had a lot of memories. It was just awesome.
Nice.
They created
My
one
brother's
more,
girlfriend's
that's
from
what-
DC.
White House.
Huh?
Did you see
Yeah.
Trump?
Maybe next time I will ask about him.
She did not see Trump.
That was,
I, on the
that
other
was
hand,
not the
was counting my money. I was working.
counting my
Very
money,
sad.
the
Very.
money,
It was a good time.
That's a good
What about
time.
you? Was also working.
Oh yeah, I was working.
We were all, us three were working.
Yeah.
They were
I
having
was
the best of their
working.
time.
Oh.
But
Every single day.
what was going on? What has happened in the time we were out here missing?
A lot of things.
I guarantee the slavery didn't start after the last time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
It just.
Since we've been gone,
Yeah.
we just found out recently that people in Libya, Africans in Libya, are being sold as slaves. Whoever, and it's very crazy prices. I'm not saying they should be there's a good price, but
But
they're buying them at prices like even the iPhone 10 is more expensive.
it's more
than, like,
expensive
like,
than yeah. It's so
like-
sad. It's
that is terrible.
I
Like,
think it's
terrible.
been going on. It's just that the media.
the media hasn't covered it
as
yet
much.
until
So
yeah.
it caught wind and then it spread out. But
That's
people,
sad.
they've been going through it. It can only the ones that are going or like living around it can know for how long it's been going.
Yeah.
We only
Yeah.
like we feel like it's something fresh and they've probably
Yeah.
been dealing with it for months.
Yeah.
So it's-
Yeah, so a lot of people that experienced that slavery stuff came out and say it has been going for like after Libya got destroyed, after the war happened, after Gaddafi got killed.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, that's when it definitely started because people were trying to get to Europe, so they traveled from pretty much the west of the Central Africa, going through Libya, Morocco, and then they have to take a boat to Europe. So when they get to Libya, that's when they get sold.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
people
'cause
coming
when they-
from my country as well too. Like
Oh, for
it's,
real?
like Eritrea, Ethiopia,
Yeah.
Somalia. There's a lot of people coming from there trying to go through Libya, like you said,
Exactly.
try to cross. They want to get to Italy.
Italy, yeah,
and then
Italy
they
is
want to find a way to get to Italy, as far as I know. And then from there, because they have they're open, and then they have the little islands in between Italy and stuff. So once you land there, the rescue teams or whatever get you if you make it. Because tons of people die on the way in the boats.
Yeah.
the ones-
These people,
Wait a minute. People are volunteering to be
yeah,
going
no,
there?
these are refugees first of all that are running away. They're they're illegally exiting their countries, which is some of it is my country, leaving that, going to they pay people to traffic them to other places. Right? So these people take their money and then they go through deserts in the heat of crazy heat, and then they go through boats, bro. Like the boats is like a little canoe or whatever. It's like a tiny boat in crazy waves. So like a ton of people, Certain people make it, but a lot of others die on
My
that.
thing is,
But I think
when does the
that's
sale, when does the
something-
you're now gonna be a slave
I
start?
think that's
In between,
something
when,
It's
because
between.
see, the problem with this is I believe what happens is because these people they pay certain people, they're called carriers or whatever. They pay certain people to take them, transport them, right? So they give them their life savings or whatever. But this is all illegal. So you can't go to the cops and go, hey, this happened to me, because first of all, you're not even supposed to be in these countries
This country.
in the first
You're
place.
illegal.
So these people could do whatever they want to do to them.
So
They rape them, they open them up and sell their body parts.
Yeah,
That's not slavery. Is not the last of it, bro.
Yeah, it's
They
not
do the
slavery.
craziest
they do
things
crazy
to them.
things on those people.
Like
yeah.
body parts, their kidneys are being sold to the
Yeah.
highest bidder.
Exactly.
They're like crazy parts.
Exactly.
It's not just like the slavery is bad, you know.
Slavery is
But
bad,
they
but
get
like-
killed. The women
they
get raped.
Yep.
So what's the
They-
timeline? How long can we say this was going on? I mean,
It's
As
Gaddafi
going
died
on
a
as
lot
far
of
as I
time.
know, my whole life.
because
I was about to say
Gaddafi
My
was
whole life.
before Obama, right?
Yeah, Gaddafi was before
But
Obama, but he was
This
making
is the
sure that
thing. I have
That's
people-
a
been a
question.
minute, man.
he was making sure.
I don't understand.
I know why they got
That's the
Gaddafi. Yeah.
whole- I don't get it.
What?
But you guys are talking about people that are trying to get to another place, and we're talking about people getting held against their will, and they're from that country. You guys are
Oh,
talking about refugees
the
that are trying
Liberians
to
or the
cross,
Libyans?
The
like,
Libyans.
that are trying to cross the country, whereas we were talking about the people that are in the country getting sold.
They're the
No,
same
people like the
that-
country are not getting sold.
These
Yeah.
are not the people that are.
The
As far as I know,
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Don't quote me, but it's these immigrants that are coming
That
from
come-
all
oh, the
West Africa,
African-
East Africa,
East
these
African.
countries that are being trafficked in between because they have no government to stand up for them. Even the government, in our government, they say this happens. It's a little bit complicated, I believe, for the governments because one, these people pay like they're there illegally. You get what I mean? There's a lot of them. First of all, before even Libya happened, my country, what people used to do was they try to exit through Sudan, but a lot of people die through the deserts, man. A lot of people. There's a lot of videos you guys can go check it out on YouTube. A lot of people don't even make it. The ones that make it to like Italy and stuff, they're the lucky ones. You get like. Because once they get to Italy, they get into the concentration, like the camps, the refugee camps or whatever.
Yep.
They try to resettle them, blah blah blah. But the other ones are the ones that get like cramped up in another system, which is they're the ones that get trafficked, get sold for sex slaves. There's a lot of sex slaves. I was actually watching a video of this guy. He said he's in Italy, whatever. He said his wife, like they beat her wife, like they raped her to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In front of him, like it's sad, like. So I believe those are the people that are
So
getting.
does any of you know, like, you know how they were back in the day, they would sell slaves to send them to America or to other places to do like labor work? Does any of you know why they're selling them?
They can use them
Apart from
as
sex
maids.
stuff.
They use them for workers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot that happens.
So just in a traditional sense of the way
Yeah.
slavery was.
Exactly.
So it's like there's no old
There's a
time
lot of, for
slavery,
example,
there's
like
just
slavery,
slavery happening.
in my
Because
country,
this is exactly what it's.
They don't know
it's
your
a
country,
story.
by the way. State your
Ethiopia.
country.
Ethiopia. I'm from Ethiopia for those when I say that. But there's a lot of women that go to like the Middle East to become maids.
To become maids, yeah.
But even now, there's agencies and stuff set up to transport these women over to take them, give them visas, working visas. Before, what they would do, they'd find crazy ways to get into these. But once they get there, there's no even connection. There's no way to reach them. The government, they don't know they're not. They don't even have people that are looking out for them.
Exactly.
And these Saudis and the Middle East people were mistreating them. You know,
Were
like
mistreating
they're
them,
throwing them. There was cases that a lot of Ethiopians and stuff were
Yeah.
being thrown from high-rise buildings. They're just pushing them off.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, our government, I believe, got some people. There's still a lot of people that are being trafficked and being in jail. They send them to jail like they're being mistreated. They don't even give them food just to be their maids and stuff like that. See, they want that cheap labor, but they also want, like, they abuse them. There's a lot that goes into it, man. It's not as
It's
easy.
crazy because
It is
So I was
insane.
gonna say, it's just
you see crime being committed against a person that you figure, oh well, they were kind of a criminal to begin with. They got into my country legally.
Yep.
Now they don't have anyone that we can contact and what. It's kind of like they kind of just default to like
That's
what's
it.
the easiest way to
Yeah.
hush it. Meaning, yeah, it's not right that they're being killed and tortured and being taken advantage of, but at the end of the day, who are they? How did they even get in this country?
So they use it to
So it's
justify
like,
the
do we
mistreatment.
gonna like advocate for them and then kind of count it as
That's why-
statistics that our countrymen are doing this barbaric stuff to all these people that we don't really know? Or do we just say, you know what, put them in jail and if they die, they die?
That's why
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why I was asking,
It's
because
crazy.
everybody's like slavery is going on in Libya, this and that, but nobody's really like saying
There's
what's
no
really
outrage.
going on, or like there's no really coverage of
And
what's really. So it's like, are they selling their own people? Is it like people that are coming in from other countries they're selling? Like,
I
is
think
it?
it's people that are coming in from other countries.
Countries.
Cause I know most of them are from my country, Nigeria.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
they are going there for a greener pasture. I think
Yep.
somebody is telling them like they pay a sum of money
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they put them in the boat
In the
and
boat. Yep.
they tell them that they're gonna take them to Italy.
Italy, exactly. So like those
But
are
then
the
they're
people.
actually being taken to
Yeah.
somewhere.
Exactly.
And
But
they
no, to
kill
get to
them
Italy,
and
you gotta
the
go
organs.
through many places.
Many
you know, you don't
places.
just arrive at Italy. You know, you gotta go through the Sahara. Like you gotta go through like
The
Chad,
Sahara is the
Sudan,
big one,
Libya.
too.
Yeah.
So you gotta go through all that
Yeah, it's not
to get
just
to
a
like the
small
end of
place.
probably Egypt or whatever. They smuggle you in, and then they have to cross all that channels or whatever they cross,
Yeah.
and then they it's a
It's-
very
they
it's
go to
not
Sicily,
On
yeah.
top of
mainland
that,
of
even
Italy.
though they're promising them to go to Italy, like you have the Italians now not understanding this whole thing of like there's a lot of refugees coming in, and now they can't take care of themselves, and now they're having more people, so now they're also fighting the government, like protests left and right happening in Italy.
But do you think the government should be held responsible for
Which
this?
government?
Yeah. all
Like
the-
the countries, most of the
country of
countries,
origin, they're running from.
yeah,
That's what we say.
That's true. That's
They're not doing their
the
job.
people like see these people running away, leaving everything. They're leaving.
Yeah.
They're selling their farms, their life belongings, everything.
Yeah.
that-
Exactly.
The little they have, they're leaving it for a better, like you
For
know,
a
like she
better
said, a
life.
greener pasture. Like you're leaving everything behind because life is unbearable for them back home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
and you
So,
hoping,
but
yeah.
when wait.
But I'm trying to understand why is the government being, because this is why. I know even though now we're looking into like the lowest class or like people that cannot afford things, now there are people that have a lot of money
without a doubt.
and
just
have
trying to-
businesses. Their life is not like the worst life that is out there, and they still sell their stuff to just go
But
like
see,
to America
At
or
least
Europe or
on their
whatever.
end though, it's not as severe as these people.
As
But
these
it's
people.
because
My
What I'm
they're gonna
trying to
say,
say,
why didn't they
there's
not sell
still
everything to
people
get
are
it legally though? Like to leave legally.
But these people, you gotta realize they can't even. The
They
whole
don't have
family
any
can't
opportunity.
even afford a plane ticket for one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave alone a plane ticket for like you got 3, 4, 5, 6
Yeah,
children and a
exactly.
wife and a husband. Like that's not.
That's not like.
It's the same way.
I know.
Just-
Jamaica's messed up.
No,
Like,
no,
just
no.
we have to pay an application fee.
All of us do.
Apply.
When you go into the
And
American
that's
embassy,
a crazy fee, and they can
It's-
just say denied, and that's
Yeah.
your money.
you pay
That's what
$100.
That's your money.
To a regular person, $100 for a visa is not bad, but then these people, the visa application process, they work months to get
the
the
whole
and
day
on top of
thing.
that, like it's in your currency, like
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you gotta
money.
divide that,
It's like
and it's
some countries like $1 is like 2,000.
that, which is
So,
insane. Like
you
it's,
have
In
to
Jamaica,
come
a
with-
dollar is $120.
it is crazy.
That's
Yeah.
actually not
See,
bad.
but
From
Compared
back in
to
mine when I was
other-
doing it, it was
Like,
60.
Us is 500.
Yours what?
Us is 500.
I guess I'm the highest. It's like 800, 900.
For a dollar?
Yeah.
For a dollar, you see, that's
Whoa.
a lot. So
Yeah.
like, for people to afford that.
the
It's
country
like
I'm leaving, I used to
800
live in
was
right
like-
now in Burundi. Now I believe it's about 2,700.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a good amount.
'Cause
But again, you get to see what it is. You get to see like it's all about like these people have nothing. It's the same way. We can put it in this picture. You know, like how there's a lot of people that come to the U.S. illegally too, from Mexico,
from the
Latin America, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Latin America. Yeah,
Not all of them make it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They got
That's
killed
true.
too.
A lot of people get messed from Cuba, example, even though it's there's a lot of people that get here illegally and they go through everything. Some of them, they even get separated on the mission, like on the journey. They never get to see. There's a lot of YouTube reunion videos where the people got separated on their journey and they meet each other after like 40 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They get raped. They get like abused. The families get sold into like some part of gangs, like the gangs, the mafias buy them, they control them. And the mafias, like it's a business, you know, there's somebody up there, I'll sell you a hope, like I'll get you there, but now you give me this. Imagine collecting that from people that have nothing. These people, if once they lose everything, they've never had a voice.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's worse, they have nothing. In a country they don't even speak the language.
They don't even speak the language.
Yeah.
And then they can't really go to anybody.
Yeah.
They can't very
But
have
it begs
to
to
do
question
better.
that age-old thing, I feel. We always look back at ancient slavery. I'm saying ancient, but it's really not that long ago. But the slavery from like the 200 to 400 years ago.
Yeah.
And say, oh man, what the heck was the world doing back then?
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
could never happen.
That's
right
gonna be
now.
us now,
Right
yeah,
now. We would be
That's-
speaking out.
Yeah.
It would not be a viable business.
Exactly.
Everybody, now we got Twitter, Facebook,
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah,
You would be
yeah,
blasting that
yeah.
stuff, saying,
But-
no, don't do that to my brother, my sister.
Now,
And look,
yeah,
Let's see.
everything.
you
now
see that it
everything
really
is
comes
a
down
force.
to government and control and like money. Like once there's like profit that's really high enough,
Yeah.
you'll be surprised how much the people that should, maybe the loudmouth, like maybe us,
Yeah.
the loudmouths really, it takes a while for us to hear about it, but then again it takes a while for us to even gather up enough might to do something about it,
Yeah.
even after,
If it
okay,
happens.
they know now, but what can they do?
Now everything has turned into like post and share and move on with your life.
Yeah, it's more
Post
like
and
it's
share,
not, you know.
hashtag.
Because it's like,
This
what
is
do you
on
do?
side,
Yeah,
this
people
is
are actually
done, give
protesting
this
in
much
front of like the
money, it's
Libya.
But it
Embassy.
also brings awareness. You know,
It
the
brings
first
awareness,
thing-
like
brings
people are
up-
protesting.
This is the thing.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's-
awareness is
nice
important.
that awareness.
It's very important. It's very important.
It's nice with their awareness, but like not a lot of people. It's like I get to know about something, but probably like more than 50% of the people that get to hear about it, there's nothing they can do about it.
Okay,
So like everybody gets to know it. Let's say I repost it, I sign a petition, or like I give that $5, and then I don't even know who I'm giving the $5 to. There is a person creating a link to get all this money, and do they care?
Yeah, I do feel like in the
That's
long
the
run though,
hard part.
Teresa,
So it's like
I'm not gonna
it's
knock
nice.
awareness.
Yeah,
I feel like
No, no.
eventually somebody will say, this is ridiculous, let me call
Absolutely.
the government over there.
Yeah.
Like eventually,
No, I'm not saying
Things
it's
will
not
get going.
needed. I'm not
You
saying,
know?
don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not needed. It's just, it's like
but
something.
that is general. I feel like that's the general thing. Like it's just general when the world got smaller with the internet. But it's always a general thing when there's a catastrophe, somebody pop up saying donate, give money. We always have to be weary about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like
But this is
just with the
reason-
world being smaller that way,
The
people
thing-
don't appreciate it. Like I feel like a lot of broke people got smartphones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they know that they can't really do much other than just share and kind of sharing like they're doing their part. Oh, I just shared this. I write my lines saying how
But-
dear this stuff is going on.
It's like,
But like-
who are we asking help from?
Well,
You
who
know
would
what
they
I'm
like
saying?
the help from? I guarantee
That's
you
what I'm
anybody.
asking. That's what
Anybody
I'm
that
saying,
would
like-
care, they would say, at least you did, etc.,
No,
etc.,
you know
because it
how
led to
people
me
are
getting
saying,
out, or
oh,
my
the
kids getting out.
government twice and Trump tweeting about this or talking about
You're right, like
twice
the
and
people
Trump-
with the influence.
But the thing is, you're asking help from the person who destroyed Libya, like the country or like whatever that destroyed. They're the ones that led Gaddafi, like all this thing. Oh, let's help you put him down. Your country is gonna be good. Why are you letting him like
I just
rule
feel
for
like
this long? And now the country hasn't been the
this-
same ever since.
somehow
So
I
it's
feel
like,
like
how you helping me? Ever since you helped me, nothing good has come out of it.
oh yeah, without a doubt.
Same thing with our
And then I'm
Iraq
gonna come back and ask
Yeah.
you for help.
Yeah, it's
Every
because they
very,
weren't
like-
there to rescue no people. They were
Every
there
time,
to
like,
take
I am
what they
coming-
got.
To get what they get, what they need.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they come for whatever they come for, and that's it, and they go. And then when something big like this happens, you go. It's like the person who's beating you up is the same person you're going to ask help.
To ask
like,
help for.
somebody's beating me down and stuff. It's like at some point we as like the countries or like the people that are close by, like the African countries, and some people, there are people that do care, but I'm not gonna say knock out like the whole Americans or whatnot that they don't care, but like mostly the government, they put that leader down just because he ruled for long and all that, but he wouldn't let them use the resources as they wanted. So they had to find a way to, hey, freedom of speech. There's no freedom of speech really in America.
Yeah.
Like they want to put it in like, oh, in everybody back home, you need freedom of speech, you need freedom of that. While you're selling me, you don't even have it, but we believe it in whatever they say so much that we don't even look back and see like, okay, this person, like whatever president has been there, maybe if it's been so long, but what did he do to help? What is he protecting us from? And like we just run into, we just need to change the leader just because you've been there for so long.
Yeah, that I've seen my country been through moments of that. Like I was.
And then once you knock him out, now you're all like sitting.
Yeah,
looking at
like
each other like,
we
so
had a
what's
leader
next?
before I was born. We had a leader, Norman Manley. That my family was kind of behind, you know, and Jamaica really, my country is Jamaica. Jamaica really is a young country. They got their independence in 1962. That's before my mother was born.
Us too.
That's before my mother was born.
Yeah.
My dad was around 5 years old. 62. Now, we had this guy, you know, coming up in the 70s and 80s. The first trial period of our country having its own prime minister and ruling, he was taking the country through a lean phase where we have to shed all the dependence on all the bigger nations that were supporting us. And the people kind of like lashed back at him in the long run. Now, a lot of people saw the vision, but they were like, we don't want to be like Cuba. We don't want to be like Haiti. We don't want to be like, I'm like, what's I wasn't existing back then, but like listening back to it, I'm like, what's wrong with being self-sufficient?
Self-sufficient.
And being able to not have people tell you what to do and what your people need to be doing.
Definitely.
You know? Yeah. And they came for him, you know, but that's because and he ended up having to bow actually. He ended up having to, because here's what happened. He was trying to like have like for food, you know, back then it was a big thing with food. I mean, you have to have your nation fed.
Yeah.
So food would be one of the biggest things. And he was talking that talk and he was holding on to his post. And what happened was they started jacking up the price on all the food that was being imported into the country. And they started to cut down on the stuff that we could buy. Like, let's say we could buy it, or if we couldn't buy it, they stopped sending like the free stuff. So like we had a lot of shortages of a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And then people are hungry, so they're like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
So now they don't care about his philosophy and his vision. They just was like, you gotta go because we're hungry.
Yeah.
And we don't want to plant no food. We don't want to grow no agricultural stuff. It's like, at the end of the day, if you can't feed your family, you're not in control of your family.
That's true. Yeah.
If you think about it, that's one thing we have to do every day is eat or drink something.
Yeah.
Because everything else
So
is
think
secondary
about it,
and
scale
it
it
comes
up.
after, you know, like
That's
All that other stuff comes after.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying like some countries like where it's not like I don't know, I've never lived in Libya or like, but from what it was like there was sufficient, there was nothing crazy that was going on.
But mind you, no. Even before that happened though, even before Gaddafi left, these things were happening. The people, like, listen, there was a lot of migrants, like she said, from a lot coming from West Africa and a lot coming from East Africa still. This was happening throughout. People still up to this day forget that, there's a lot of Ethiopians that migrate all the way down to South Africa. Okay? South Africa.
Wow. Because that's another desert.
That's like,
isn't there a desert down there to cross to?
Yeah,
The
but like,
Kalahari.
that's
the Kalahari
like,
one.
That's Kalahari, yeah, come a little bit. But
Yeah.
they go all the way there and they still face like there's a lot of xenophobia and like still this is happening, you know?
Yeah.
Because why the South Africans feel like they're coming and taking all their jobs.
Their jobs, yeah.
And there's a lot of immigrants that are going to South Africa from Zimbabwe, from other neighboring Namibia, from Nigeria. A lot of these happening. No, it's not from different African countries, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these people feel like they're taking their job the same way that Americans feel like all of us coming from all over the world.
I always think
taking
cracks in
their
a
job.
barrel, bro.
But they go crazy. They killed. I believe there was like
there was
some
a
riots
time.
happening.
Yeah,
There
there
was
was.
even they were injuring other
Injuring.
Africans.
Other Africans.
You know, it's
that
not
come from
about
other
like
countries.
who's and who, but then when the countries cannot satisfy their own people, and then there's outsiders coming in, the citizens are gonna feel like there's some type of threat. You know,
Right.
you're gonna feel like you're gonna lash
me-
out.
To be honest though, who's doing the hire? I feel like that's the issue with us. We give the leaders too much pass. Like, why am I mad at people coming into my country and getting a job? It's not that
I'm not saying
they can't take the
these
job
people
themselves.
rightfully-
They were given
They train
that
themselves
job.
or they work hard to get these jobs. It doesn't just come about and they get these jobs
It's like,
this. But-
so it's like somebody's hiring them over you.
I'm just pointing
Be
out the
mad at
fact that this happened even before Gaddafi left power. There was a lot of people that were still migrating and dying and being abused.
And it's happening
taking
even like you
advantage
said in
of.
Latin America. It's happening in
This
America,
is happening
in Canada.
all over. You know, this is some
So
humanity
it's not even over
crisis
here.
thing. You know, it's people are going from. There's a lot of people still going from Syria. You get it? They're being mistreated and stuff on the Turkish border. You know, this is still happening. It's still up to this day when their countries is being destroyed and all that. You know.
But do you think
And-
to some extent, I get it, like the government might not be the best thing, and
No.
like sometimes they push their people out, but to some extent, do you feel like the person has to be like, you either fed up or you choose to stand up and do something, like you leave your country, like you hate it to the extent that you're gonna go through any type of condition
because
that is there
I
to
feel
get out
like
of there, like.
it's just survival.
But that's all the stuff that comes with, you know, this is all
And
like,
that's because what the prime minister had to do back then, he had to say, okay, he bend a little bit just so food and everything can come back in, because the people didn't really conglomerate quickly enough to make it happen, like pool the resources. And so he had like a might to say, no, I can go to somebody and say, this is not right. I'm raising awareness about this messed up situation. It wasn't like together. He would have been out there by himself type of thing.
no,
And so he was like, okay,
I'm
I
just
give
saying,
up.
it's
Bring the
more,
food in. I'm not going to pursue this type of thing, or you can vote me out or whatever. And then it ended it. Like, because
Okay,
at the
well,
end of the day, you know, so maybe that for the governments, whatever happened, sometimes people don't wait for the solution. They
Yeah,
just
I'm not
they
even-
just
that's
gotta
like
go
saying,
because
like,
they have a
sometimes these
3-year-old.
Either they just
situations
feel like
happen
they're
because
fed up and it's like
the government, like, we can
anyways.
sit down and blame the government all we want, you know what I mean? But if
No,
you're
that's
willing to
it's all
risk
on
your
them.
life, like,
Mhm.
at some point you think another thing, the unknown, is better than what you have. You sell everything. Up to this day, like she was saying earlier though, people leaving, I still, personal experience, including some people that are very close, they're selling all their businesses.
Yeah,
They're selling
businesses,
their
so,
houses
like,
that
they're-
are like good,
so,
comfortable
like,
houses
poor.
to come just so that like they can live out here.
Can
You
I
know
ask a
what
personal question?
I think it's
How
like
did you guys feel? I mean, just personally, from whatever situation y'all left, leaving, getting on that plane, and then landing, and then spending the first week here somewhere.
I was
No matter
feeling
where.
That's all.
I felt like, wow, I left all of that
Yeah, it
for
was
this. Like within a week, I was like,
It
for
was-
this.
That's it. That's it. There's that thing that goes like, this is it.
and
Like,
I
that's
think
it. Like,
I think like people probably it's that awareness thing that people have to do too. People do not, when you tell people it's not all that, maybe it's because you're saying it from like, why are you telling
No.
me it's
Yeah,
not
I'm
all
not
that, and
saying
you're
because
still
I don't
there.
do the whole regret thing. But what
No,
I'm saying
it's not
is,
the regret, it's just that there's this idea that all you have to do, it's like the promised land or something.
Yeah, America
All
is
you
the
have to
promised
do is
land.
go to America and everything
Yeah.
is solved.
Yeah.
Go to
I mean,
another place.
But I do
everything
feel like
is
there is some
solved.
legitimacy. I mean, cause I don't know, like to be honest,
Like,
people
let's
like
say
me,
those
there's sometimes they
Mexicans-
can be a target in certain places.
But the thing is, like those Mexicans, they leave their country. Probably they're not missing anything out from where they're coming. Maybe
But
the
when we're
life
doing-
is really
I wanted
bad.
to
What
make
we're
a point
doing-
about like crime and like
Of
the
course,
threat
no.
of death
Bro.
and stuff. At least in America, people are
That's
scared
there.
of me. I can walk down an alley and be like, okay, I don't
That's
even
if
care.
it's
Like everybody's
there.
looking at me
Some
running away.
people, But
No,
some
in
people
Jamaica,
just live
I'm
without
like the one
threats.
trying to watch.
But also in America, like you can be a target because of who you are. And
Yeah.
what
You're right, you're right.
That's
Yeah,
like-
yeah, I
no,
get that.
But at the same time, too,
Yeah.
though,
But they
this
would
is-
take the gamble, like, you know.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
when you're young, like running, for example, look at all of us, like young, energetic, you have a lot to give work-wise and energy, but all the young resources is being squandered here.
Yeah.
For a better life, you're helping some other country grow, while your country's down there, the
Getting
educated
poor.
people are like, all the good ones are leaving, the
Exactly.
ones that had
The ones that
money,
can figure
the
it out.
ones that had
Something to sell
resources,
to get
the
it.
ones that had any access are leaving,
Exactly.
and then the ones that are like, but now it's changing a little bit. People are moving back, but still,
That
the
kind of
ones
study.
Yeah, I'm gonna
who's gonna make this thing grow for our countries? It's not gonna. I feel like that's crazy. Because if I'm here, who's gonna? The old people? The old people are not gonna make this happen.
So
Like, who's gonna-
have you guys ever thought about going back home, being that you guys see so many problems now from here, from being on the outside? Take what you learn here, because a lot of people I feel like
Oh,
do
yeah.
this.
Well,
and
there's
do
problems
that.
everywhere. So I guess you're asking, do we want to solve the problems here, or do we want to solve the problems there? Is
No,
you're
what I
saying
was
we think about.
asking is, have they ever thought about going back home
Yeah, definitely.
after learning and taking whatever they can from here to go back home for whatever?
Most stuff, like personally, that's like my goal for me.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not like, you know what I mean? There's a lot, of course. See, there's a little bit enticing part about it too, because once you get here, you don't know what's gonna happen because you start a life.
Exactly.
It's not like, and then when you go
Yeah,
back,
you're young.
and everything is not gonna
Exactly.
sit
You
back
can
and
get
wait for you
young.
back
We
there
establish
too.
ourselves
Because everything
Exactly.
changes, people move on.
Exactly.
Life
So
moves
when
on
you-
back home.
Go
This
back home.
becomes home for some like it's the familiar thing that
Exactly.
you know now,
Well-
and then you go back and it's like it's familiar, but it's also
It's
you're like a
different.
foreigner
No,
to
honey,
some extent.
no.
It's like
It's kind of like you made yourself here,
Yep.
and there it's kind of like, are you willing to give up that? Because now you're a baby again, back in your
Yeah.
own
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
Like now they gotta sit and say, "Teach me you," and you're
Yep.
like, "What the heck? I spent 10
10
years."
years, but still.
You know, but you gotta take a while, and that's gonna cost you time to say you know.
To review
Because
yourself.
if you go and you're like, let me make moves, I guess I could do it, but I would be banking on the people that remain there and their credibility, knowing that they've known me before I left.
Yeah, which
So
is
it's
tough
doable,
because
but
they can be in a different energy too when you think you
Yes.
expect them to sit back and wait.
Yeah.
Which is unfair on them. It's like if I leave and we were like, and then 4 years after, and I'm thinking you're gonna be in the same spot I left you.
Yeah.
No growth, no change,
No
which is
change.
an unfair way to look at things.
but the
But
crazy part, you don't come as the same person.
because I've changed,
left.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
So it's
but like it's a little bit tricky because it's like I've changed, but I'm not like.
I'm
it's-
not
so when you
expecting
go
you
back
to
too,
change.
there's that clash
Yeah.
of things where
Yeah.
you don't think things have changed, but things have changed.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yo,
Yeah.
people have changed. People have moved on. They loved
Have
you, but
moved
then
on.
now you're like you've been going out of their lives. They're loving
That's
somebody
life.
else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like, yo,
They switch
It's
you
not
up.
that they hate you.
they don't
now,
hate you,
but
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 they've
now I don't
learned
know
not
you
to
as
live
that.
without
Without
you
yeah,
every day,
exactly,
which
it's
is
like they can't care.
the same way we've
how
learned
much-
not to live without them every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts, but it's true as fuck. But yeah, on that topic, it's a very great topic. It's a very great area.
So what y'all
how would we
think?
sum it up, Nin?
Yeah,
Been kinda-
summary vibes.
Quiet, so like.
I would sum it up. That way I don't. I would sum it up by saying slavery in 2017. Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we cannot be saying wow in another 10 years. Hopefully, it could be 5 years. By 5 years, we figured it out where at least make these people slave. Because My big take on slavery.
Her hands are up.
Seriously, my big take on slavery is, you were saying how they were sold real cheaply. As soon as you said that, I was saying, okay, this fits into how I see slavery anyway. I feel like a lot of us are all slaves.
That's
you know
what
I'm saying?
I was
We're
gonna
paid
say.
slaves. Not only that, we don't have to be minimum wage slaves.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't have to be under the table slaves.
Yeah.
I feel like even
Celebrities are
even in a lot of the
Dude,
national sports teams
National
and
sport
leagues,
team with the
people being
transfer,
paid
yeah.
millions.
But
They're being paid millions, a few
'Cause-
millions, by people who are making billions off of them. So
And the other thing, even
It's
if
just
you
paid
get
slavery.
injured or like you're playing at a risk of your life, they still make you play, or you're still there like just because you don't want to lose the money.
exactly, that's what I mean. That's
Joke
the, yeah.
like that.
Same
So
thing. Even if
you're
it's
still
minimum
playing
wage.
against your life, but you're still doing it. It's just that it's not slavery.
Yeah.
They're
So
not
even me
paying
being
400
here,
for
you
your
know,
life.
this is my place, guys. I ain't fronting. But
He's got
thanks for the host, though. Thanks for the
But-
host.
We're shooting at his place this
If
week.
I don't-
That's this place.
if I don't
Nice place.
if I don't work and make whatever I'm making, if I don't, you know, and I'm working to make somebody else
Yeah.
rich, I'm not there where I'm only putting my energy and it's just Shenroy's business, you know.
Exactly.
That's where I'm heading though. But if I don't do certain things, if I don't pay these bills, all that stuff, you're not gonna have drinking water. You're not gonna just have food.
No
you're not gonna
lights.
just have anything.
I
Because
gotta
even to
have
get
nothing,
help,
yeah, like
even to get help, you need to be doing something.
You gotta work
You know what
for
I'm
your
saying?
life.
Like,
not
ain't
just
nothing.
it's
We're
weird, I
all
feel
like a
it's
slave
not-
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You gotta help make somebody rich, like put value into somebody else before you can be
But there's a
of
certain.
value to your own self.
There's a certain
Like
limit,
try
though.
it and see how being a bum, see how cool it is. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because they'll make you. They'll rather take you off the street and put you in jail, so at least you can make the people who own the prison system rich.
Something for them, yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Because now the tax will kick in and
Yeah.
tax money.
Exactly.
Because you're taking everybody else's money and doing that. So I'm saying at least let them be a part of like what we're a part of. At least pay them, at least in a few years, at least pay them to exist. Even if they have to exist miserable. Because we shouldn't really act like not being that type of a slave is all fun and games too. Because we have enough stuff to complain about being paid minimum wage.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
What about you, Ned? Any?
That would be a nice start.
That would be a nice start. It's a great area for me. I'm kind of a very sentimental person. So, I know we are slaves here, but we are slaves because we choose to be a slave to the system here.
Exactly.
Whereas they are being forced into
Yeah,
slavery
true.
there.
Exactly.
And their conditions are not the same as ours,
That's
even
true.
though they
That's true.
left for a greener pasture that they have not found. It actually became a more dead area to try to graze in, where they don't even make it. So, and what I was saying about people who come to this country to get whatever they can get out of it. We all talk about things that we actually want to do different and how we want to go back to wherever to make a difference. So, you know, when you can get what you can from a situation, you go back and you try to make your voice heard, even if it is an uphill battle for most people. I think that would be a great way to try to start making a change.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, awareness is important, and if you are here and you are aware, to be able to go back home with your resources that you got from one place is to spread the awareness there, maybe a great place to start.
You
Faith,
face.
yeah.
No.
I'm pretty sure we're smart enough to know that we probably don't have to revisit our homeland just to help out.
But sometimes when you actually step back foot, like where it's actually taking place and where you came from, and to see it differently, it brings
Yeah.
up a different feeling.
And they'll say, why don't you run for office? I know it's going to come. Somebody's going to say that to me, I know. Because they're going to say nobody's talking like this. Because they're, you know, like, because they're, like they said, they're there and they you know,
But maybe that's
they
what,
have to adapt to
sometimes
it.
what they need.
they have to
To
cope.
be,
Because
I
they're
feel
worried
like,
about
the way, like
the
my-
stuff that we don't get.
I always have this discussion with my like uncle, cousin. Like, you don't have to be political to make some changes happen. You know, like it's
Exactly.
not like
Merlin
we're not
was
all
not all
we're not all
that.
like
He was
politics have been like
influencing a whole.
Politics is so.
But you're
so
saying
tricky.
running for office, so you don't actually have to be in office because.
No, I'm saying they will say that to me. Like,
Babylon. But yeah, no,
I
it's
think you cannot say what they would tell you because it's gonna put you in a place where
Oops.
you're not willing to try. So you're like disappointed before you even give it a try.
True.
So you would rather be like, oh, I already know what they're gonna say. So why even waste my energy or like.
that's true.
Faith, I love you
What do you
Yeah.
think about this?
I would say united we stand, divided we fall.
Yep.
It's
Boom.
2017.
Yeah.
Slavery is not just gonna go at once, but we
Yeah.
have to fight
Yeah.
together
Yes.
and have the same mindset and make sure, like, you know, and the same energy and ensure that we don't come back and be like, oh, this happened in 2017 and it's still happening in 2018. We just didn't do anything about it, you know. I feel like there should be, slavery should be a thing of the past. And if we work together, everybody, we can make a change. We don't have to wait for the government. Like the petitions, the sharing on Instagram, all those things are part of awareness and it can help. It can reach to other people that have the resources to, you know, help the people there. So I just pray and I hope that we have a great change in ensuring that slavery is not spoken of anymore. So, yeah. And to help those too then. Because in my country, after the sharing, the churches, most of the pastors, they all contributed money in ensuring, in sending money, in bringing some of those Nigerians,
back.
even other countries, bringing
Yep.
them back into Nigeria. So
My country is offering.
yeah, her country is offering too. So
Camp.
Refugees.
you can,
They're welcome.
everyone can make a
in
difference.
Rwanda,
Yeah.
in case
To
anybody
make a second
doesn't know
chance,
where I
yeah.
am.
We can all make a difference.
So it's open for them if they
Okay.
want to go there.
Thank you, Faith.
What about you, my guy?
Slavery has been going on for hundreds of years, and then Africa is always the continent that will be suffering that. I mean, it happens on other continents, but like I feel like Africa is the main continent that definitely suffer from slavery, and then it has been going for years, and then we haven't learned from what happened in the past. You know what I mean? So I think we should definitely like take like a lesson and be very, very aware of what's going on, and then protect our people, and then see each other as like, you know what I mean, a human being, which is like, you know what I mean, you have to protect your brother, you have to protect your sister, alright? And then it has to come from like pretty much from each other, even before we can even like blame the government or like those people, because if you cannot, like, let's say like people having maid at their house, they don't pay them enough, or like they don't treat them well, that stuff from them. Those are the people that pretty much leave the country for a better living, you know what I mean? So it's like it has to start from like each other, like how we treat each other back home, you know what I mean? And then from there, I think we can definitely find a better solution for that problem.
Nice. Yeah.
I think we should start from within, like each person. We somehow slaves to something personally. Like it doesn't have to be like another person. It might be money, it might be power, it might be ambitions or dreams you're trying to achieve, and you are willing to do whatever it takes to do it.
When you say that, I think about like diamonds and like even like these iPhones with some of the stuff inside. It's like, do we really make the effort to make sure when we're purchasing things, somebody didn't have to have their selves made, like lose their arms and legs over the business of getting it to me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
But yeah.
that's kind of like you paying for it.
In general, slavery
I
shit is very messed up. Let's just come together and hopefully, you know, work something out. Like, cause this is not 2017. We've come so far. I feel like for us to be this.
To have history.
To be this
repeat
greedy, I feel like
itself.
that's just it.
But
You
you
know?
figure we've come so far, but went absolutely nowhere.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we've got, but
Yeah.
it's you know,
It's just better gadgets and clothes and
yeah, which is
you know.
all messed up in a way. But hey,